Hi, everybody. I'm Rose, and this is Mama Rosie's Corner. I hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to talk with everyone today about personal power. And I want to talk with you about that in relation to the past, the present, and the future. And the reason I bring up this topic is because many times what we've been through in the past ends up affecting us today. And it ends up affecting the decisions we make, which ends up affecting the future. And sometimes that's not always in our best interests. So I would like to do what I do and get a little personal with you. Maybe a little, well, deep. So when I was younger, and most of us have stories, my parents were older when they had me, and so I grew up with two parents who were very traditional, very conservative, and from my personal perspective, very narrow minded. Makes things complicated when you're a more emotional person. In any case, I grew up with abuse. I think a lot of people have those stories. I grew up with physical abuse. I grew up with emotional abuse. I grew up with neglect because my mom was one of those mothers that worked, but she also wasn't very good at being, the there for you kind of mom. My dad was a tough guy, big Italian guy with an attitude, and he had his moments, and I was his princess, no question, but still, he definitely wielded his power. In any case, my life as a kid had enough chaos in it that I grew up to be a very insecure person. I have a big mouth, and people misinterpret that many times because it's my tough exterior. My facade gets me through. But, if the truth be told, I'm not very confident. I'm not very confident about how I look. I'm not very confident about my body's ability to function. I'm not very confident about decisions I make. I question myself on the regular. I get yelled at from my husband and my roommates because I curse myself out a lot. You can put on a tough exterior for people, and you can put on your best face, and you can make yourself look good, but on the inside, you're crumbling, right? I mean, this is life. We all do this. We all go through it all the time, every day. Insecurities are part of our existence. The thing is, most of the time, they come from the past. And I guess my message today is don't let that destroy you. The past has a funny way of coming back and haunting you, right? I mean, everybody goes through this. I've lived with multiple issues from my past, from depression to, post-traumatic stress disorder, and of course my fibromyalgia, my blood pressure. They're all stress reactive. So I feel like, or I have felt like for a long time, that the past is always there. It doesn't go away. I hear people say all the time, put the past behind you. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So I have a little bit of advice for people. Don't let the past go. You can't just forget it. It's part of who you are. So work through it. Face the things you have to face. Understand why you react the way that you react. Stop yourself. Did I just say that? Why did I say that? Work through your stuff. Okay? That's the first step. Is it easy? Nah. I mean, I've had to work through many things in my life. And facing my fears, and we've talked about this, a lot of that is built around my insecurities. Where did they come from? My past. So I'm constantly looking back at that. But you have to take a look, work through, extrapolate life's lessons. You can't just forget what you've learned. You made mistakes, right? Okay, what'd you learn from them? And how are they helping you grow? And what did you do not to make those mistakes happen again? And if you are still making them, why? And what can you do to make them better? Then you got to forgive yourself and you got to forgive the people around you. Well, this is a hard one for me. I'm still working through some stuff. I forgave my dad. Both my parents are deceased now. And I forgave my father, and I'm good with that. And I think I was able to forgive him because he asked for forgiveness long before he passed away. That did not happen with my mom. So I'm still working through that. But see, that's my hang up. That's not anybody else's fault. That's not anybody else's problem. That's something for me to work through. And if I let it affect what I'm doing now, then I'm not really working my way through the problem. I'm letting it defeat me before I even get started. So that's one of the things I'm still sifting through. And I feel like I have to extrapolate what I can, learn my lesson, learn to forgive my mother, big one, and then take all that negative stuff and throw it away and remain with my life lesson. Now, I know this is not an easy process. I know what I'm describing sounds like something you need a therapist to work through. And a lot of times that is true. I mean, it helps to talk to other people. But sometimes it's just a matter of an objective point of view. And I think that many times that's what my Weight Watchers meetings do for me. I get to talk to other people that are working through the same processes regarding their weight. And it helps me to see what I might be doing right or I might be doing wrong. So when you talk to someone with an objective view, sometimes they can give you the advice you need without hurting your feelings because they're not emotionally involved. But find a way to work through your stuff. Work through it. Extrapolate what's good. Gain life lessons. Throw the rest away and move on. I'm still going through it. I never said it was easy, and I never said it ever stops. I don't know that it does, but I do know that it's the only way to succeed, because the only way I have gotten through this journey so far is to take all of the things that have become complicated for me, examine them, find my life lessons, and let them go. Some things are easier than others. That is true. And I love you, Mom, but yeah, I'm still battling that one. So I'm human. I'm still working through stuff while I go through this journey. Don't let it defeat you. You're gonna have problems. You're gonna work through stuff. You're gonna have days that suck. Okay? But it always gets better. Keep the smile. Keep walking the journey. Keep fighting your demons. And keep taking the baby steps. This is Rose, and this is Mama Rosie's Corner. Have a good day.